Lady Diana Spencer was born into British nobility on July 1st, 1961. Kind-hearted and reserved, she lived a relatively private life until fate drew her into the orbit of the royal family. At just 16, she met Prince Charles, who was then dating her older sister Sarah. Charles was 12 years older and under increasing pressure to marry someone suitable, young, aristocratic, and above all, someone who could become queen one day. Diana fit the bill perfectly. Their relationship progressed quickly, largely encouraged by the royal family and the media. To many, their connection appeared to be a fairy tale romance. But behind the scenes, things were far more complicated. Diana once recalled that they had met only 13 times before Charles proposed to her in February 1981. She said yes. At only 19, Diana became the most talked about woman in the world overnight. The engagement made headlines globally, but one moment raised eyebrows. When Charles was asked if he loved Diana, he replied, "Whatever in love means." It was a subtle but ominous sign of the emotional distance between them. Their wedding on July 29, 1981, was broadcast to over 750 million viewers. Diana stepped out in a massive ivory silk gown with a 25-foot train, and millions celebrated the beginning of what they believed was a royal fairy tale. But for Diana, that day marked the start of a life filled with loneliness and inner turmoil. Married life was isolating. Diana struggled to adapt to royal duties and the constant scrutiny of the British press. The palace expected her to smile, wave, and follow royal protocol. But she was a young woman navigating mental health struggles, a lack of emotional support, and a growing sense that her husband's heart belonged elsewhere. That elsewhere was Camilla Parker Bowles. Charles and Camilla had dated in the early 1970s and remained close friends, even after Camilla married another man. Diana quickly realized that Charles was still emotionally attached to Camilla. On their honeymoon, Diana even found a bracelet Charles had made for Camilla, engraved with their nicknames for each other. As the years passed, the tension between Diana and Charles worsened. Though they had two sons, Prince William in 1982 and Prince Harry in 1984, the marriage continued to erode. Diana suffered from bulimia, depression, and feelings of abandonment. At the same time, she began to carve out her own path, connecting deeply with the public through her charity work. She broke royal protocol by touching people with AIDS and visiting landmine victims, earning her the title, the People's Princess. In 1992, the couple officially separated, and the cracks in their marriage became public knowledge. Tapes of private conversations between Charles and Camilla leaked, further humiliating Diana. In 1995, Diana gave a now famous BBC interview where she spoke candidly about her struggles, confirming Charles's affair, and opening up about her own mental health. "There were 3 of us in this marriage," she said, "so it was a bit crowded." A year later, in 1996, their divorce was finalized. Diana lost the title, Her Royal Highness, but she remained immensely popular with the public. She continued her humanitarian work and maintained a close relationship with her sons. But tragedy struck on August 31, 1997. While in Paris with her partner, Dodi Al-Fayed, Diana's car crashed in a tunnel as they were fleeing paparazzi. She was 36 years old. Her sudden death stunned the world. Over 2.5 billion people watched her funeral. Mourners lined the streets with flowers, candles, and heartfelt notes. The grief was unlike anything Britain or the world had ever seen. Though Diana's life was cut short, her legacy endures. She changed how the world viewed the monarchy. She brought empathy and vulnerability to an institution known for its reserve. And above all, she showed that behind the titles, fame, and headlines, there was a woman seeking love, purpose, and dignity.